The stick. Go. Duke, how nice that you're back at Matching. I never did care for Gatherum, you know.
Well, Duke, no more did I. I'm afraid troubles pursue me, you know, even down to Matching. I'm in sad need of your advice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to begin with, a new session barely begun. I had 2 resignations in the past week. Oh, one, of course, the First Lord of the Admiralty.
Leg Wilson, he will not be hard to replace. I believe Mr. Finn is to have the post.
Yeah, do it very well, but, you know, once this sort of thing starts, well, others may go too.
And others may come, my dear Prime Minister. There's nothing to trouble you here.
No, perhaps not. Duke, there is something else. There could be scandal.
Scandal, Palliser?
Oh, your Grace has been travelling all day, I think.
Yes.
You may not have seen this.
Oh, the People's Banner.
I think you should read it.
A report has reached us, a report signed and duly sworn, which makes it our duty to issue this positive statement. The expenses incurred by Mr. Ferdinand Lopez during the recent by-election in the borough of Silverbridge were paid by none other than His Grace the Duke of Omnium and Gatherum.
Is this true, Duke, that you gave Lopez money?
The man wrote to me he'd incurred certain expenses. I sent him a cheque.
Why?
I was bound in honour to do it.
But why?
Duke, the man had been induced to stand by certain representations made to him from my house. He was, shall we say, promised certain support, which was not given.
By the Duchess?
Would you kindly read the rest of it?
We remember the public ostentation with which the Duke repudiated all his influence in Silverbridge. But what do we find? We find that there is the stain of gold upon his hands. All we can say is that he is no longer fit to fill the office of Prime Minister or ever again to hold any trust under the Crown.
I think you should ignore this. Ignore it utterly. The People's Banner is known to be malicious.
Yes, of course it's malicious, Duke. And I know the motive. Oh, the wretch who wrote that, Quintus Slide, the very man whom I refused to invite down to Gatherum. But the fact remains, Duke, Mr. Lopez was promised support.
But it was not you who promised that support.
The offer was made, Duke, and I have paid the money.
We could say that you paid the money because certain of your agents mistakenly encouraged him, having misapprehended your instructions.
But it would not be true.
But that is, as I understand it, what occurred?
Duke, my instructions were not misapprehended. They were disobeyed.
Very well. And you repaid the money out of an over-nice sense of honour on your wife's behalf. You yourself have done nothing improper.
I can explain that to you, Duke. But how can I explain that to the gaping fools? I will not have my family's name trampled on in public.
I don't want to press you on this, Duke, but something must be told the public for your own comfort.
We set sail next week for a month.
Heaven and earth, Marie, a whole month? Ooh.
But I must go, my dear. As the new First Lord of the Admiralty, Phineas is obliged to go to sea to inspect our naval dispositions. He will lose his epaulets else.
And must you go with him?
I have promised, my dear. I don't very often go with him on his official duties. By this time, he has especially asked for me to be with him.
Well, I think it's very hard on me.
If my husband wants me...
Oh, bother your husband. He knows perfectly well that there isn't another person in the world I can really say a thing to.
Why don't you have Mrs. Gray, Alice Gray?
She's still out east with her husband. Anyway, she's not wicked enough. She always did lecture me, and she won't stop now.
Perhaps it will do you no harm.
Oh, Marie, I'm already lectured quite enough by Plantagenet.
The other Duke will be here?
Oh, he's so old that he goes to sleep straight after dinner.
And the private secretaries?
Well, they rush off to their rooms and hide from Plantagenet just like a lot of mice. A wife cannot hide so easily. When must you go?
Today, my dear, after luncheon.
After lunch?
England expects, Lady Glen.
Oh, patriotism, Marie, is the last resort of a scoundrel.
Ah, my dear, I've been looking for you. There is something you should know. No, do not go, Mrs. Finn. There is no need.
Marie's deserting me to go yachting.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that. But your husband's trouble is somewhat graver. I fear he is not quite well.
I've just heard for the first time that there was a row about the money that you paid to Mr. Lopez.
Who told you?
The other Duke. Of course, he was quite right. I had to know. I knew something was troubling you. But why had you not told me?
Oh, my dear, I didn't want you to be troubled.
Why not? I should not be troubled, and no more should you be. What can such a man as Sly do to you? You're too big to feel the sting of a reptile such as that.
I don't care to have my character impugned. Not by such men as Slide and Lopez.
What matter if you were in the right? I read somewhere the other day that great ships always have little worms attached to them, but the great ships swim on and know nothing of the little worms.
Yes, and the worms conquer at the last.
Oh, they should not conquer me. Now, what is this that they say about the money? That you should not have paid it?
I begin to think that they're right.
In any case, it was my fault. You paid the money because of what I had done. And I assure you, Plantagenet, I promised Mr. Lopez nothing. All we need to do is make the fact public. When this is done, you will be cleared and Mr. Lopez will be shown up for what he is.
Oh, my dear, you too will be shown up.
Yes, as an interfering hussy, and I shall not mind one bit.
I shall mind for you.
You must throw me to the whale, Plantagenet. If not, I shall write to the newspapers myself. Please, just please, let somebody say that the Duchess did so-and-so and must be blamed for the whole affair. Well, it was very wicked, no doubt, but they can't kill me nor yet dismiss me. And I certainly shan't resign.
I should resign, my dear.
Oh, Plantagenet, if all the ministers in England resigned as soon as their wives did foolish things, the government would stop tomorrow. You must let the blame lie where the blame belongs, squarely on your stupid wife.
Oh, my dear, you'll be talked about, and a man's wife should be talked about by no one.
Oh, that's just highfalutin,
Yes,
Plantagenet.
well, my dear, you must allow me to judge for myself in these matters, and I will judge. I will never say I did not do it. It was my wife who did.
Why not? Adam said so, because Adam chose to tell the truth.
And he's been despised ever since. Oh, not for eating the apple, but for blaming the woman. Cora, I will not do it. Cora, will you kiss me? You must not think that I'm angry with you because this thing vexes me. I dream always that we may live as other people live.
Oh, it would be very silly to resort to that.
You been with old Walton?
Yes.
What joy there?
None. Beyond a bare promise of bread and water if all else fails.
I see. Now you listen to me, Lopez, and listen hard. As far as I can make out, there's only two things old Abe Walton cares about, his ducats and his daughter. Let him know he can't keep both.
Expand, Sexty, expand.
Well, from what you tell me, apart from old Abe himself, there's only a son in the house. A son who never dines in and is no sort of company for Abe.
He's not even there just now. He's abroad at present.
Exactly. Like all such young fellas, he comes and goes as it pleases him. But your wife, Emily, so you keep saying, goes to see her father regularly every day. Yeah. She's probably his favourite anyhow. Daughters usually are with fathers, particularly with widowers. He's come to depend on her, Lopez, to depend on her being there on call.
I do know that, but I can hardly charge him for her visits now, can I?
Well, not for so much an hour. But suppose you make it plain to him that in certain circumstances, these visits might cease altogether.
Emily would never consent.
Listen, Lopez, any day now we're going to have to pay for the guano. The time has come when we have got to get rough. You know how to do that as well as any man living, particularly now you've been thrown over by your duchesses and dukes.
Time has come, Wharton, to be candid and direct.
I'm very glad to hear it.
The long and the short is that I must have £20,000 within the month.
20?
Now, if I can raise this money, I shall be able to surmount all my difficulties and become a wealthy man, probably before next year is done.
How can I believe such a tale? Or anything else you may tell me? You have lied to me once too often, Lopez.
Lied to you, sir?
Yes, sir. Lied to me, sir. And also to the Duke of Omnium. Or to one of us you have lied, since you have extorted your so-called election expenses from us both.
But you yourself put the idea into my head.
Huh?
When I said that my election expenses might be more than what you paid me, you bade me go to the Duchess.
Oh, that, sir, was a joke.
I do not regard my affairs as a joking matter. Now, if I don't get £20,000 soon to help me with my business, then everything here must be sacrificed.
I can only say what I said to you the other day. For Emily's sake, and for that of the child she is to bear, you will be assured of food to eat and a roof over your head.
That's charity.
I will not be a party to your gambling transactions, and that's flat.
Then so is this. If you will not help me, then I must leave England. Now, I haven't told Emily yet, but if you will do nothing for us, I mean, we will have to go.
Go? Go where?
Guatemala? I have a friend, a Mr. Mills Happerton of the House of Hunky, who will find me an opening there.
You would take Emily to Guatemala?
But if I can't succeed in London, I must go somewhere else, and Emily, my wife, must go with me. Now, unless you can give me £20,000, Wharton, then Emily and I must leave for Guatemala in a matter of weeks.
I see. Blackmail. Well, as to my daughter, she must do as she thinks fit.
No. She must do as I think fit.
As you think fit. Great heavens, man, she is carrying a child.
My child. And they do say that sea air is very good for expectant mothers.
You mean that I must, whether I wish to or not?
Oh, certainly you must. I mean, good God, where is a woman's place? Do you not wish to come?
I wish to be wherever you are. You are the father of my child. It is my duty to be with you.
Right, very well.
But I do not wish to leave my father.
He has done little enough for us.
He is my father, and I love him. If I go to this place that you speak of, I might never see him again.
Emily, my dearest, the alternatives are very clear. Either we must leave England for Guatemala, or we must have £20,000. Now, perhaps you can make your father understand this. You see, Emily, at the moment we have one invaluable weapon with which to fight for our survival. Your unborn child.
My child? A weapon?
You see, it would be intolerable to your father that you, in your present condition, should be taken away from him to a foreign country from which you might never return. Now, it is your task to make your father understand that this indeed will happen. That you and your child will indeed be taken from him unless we get the money that we need. Now, once you have dinned that into him, he is bound to surrender.
So not only is my child a weapon, but my father is an enemy who must be made to surrender.
Once you have done so, then we may all be friends again.
Friends? How can I look him in the face? My father, who has always loved me as I love him.
I hope you are not forgetting the love that is due to me. You owe more to your husband than you do to your father.
So I would have thought once. But a husband who can ask such a thing of his wife...
I have no choice. And if you love me, you will do as I say. I mean, do you love me, Emily? By God, you will say that you do. Answer me.
Ferdinand, let me get this straight. You as my husband are asking me to go to my father and ask for £20,000 as absolute condition of our remaining in this country.
Yes, £20,000, remember.
Very well. I will go to him and see what can be done.
That's my girl. That's my good girl.
It's kind of you to come here today, Papa.
Not at all, my dear. Of course I should come to you now. You mustn't tire yourself with outings. Your husband is being considerate, I hope. Emily?
It is my husband we must now discuss. Sit down, Papa. He's out this afternoon and will not disturb us.
What have you to tell me of him?
But you were right. I've been a blind, obstinate fool, and I've made a hideous mistake.
Oh, now, it is too late to reproach yourself with that now. We must see what is to be done. Come and sit here by me. Now, my darling, what specific complaint do you make of him? Is he cruel?
No, I couldn't say that. He doesn't strike me or misuse me, and yet he torments me.
He has immoral habits, perhaps? No. Does he drink?
No.
Go to other women?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Or does he neglect you?
I only wish he did. On the contrary, he burdens me with his attentions.
You are saying he makes untimely physical demands on you?
No. In all such matters, he behaves as a gentleman should. No, I'm saying, Papa, that he talks constantly and incessantly about one matter and one alone, and I cannot bear it any more. And if I cannot stop him, I think I will go mad.
He talks to you of his money, I suppose.
Worse. He talks to me of your money. First he says I must smile at you and wheedle it from you, and then he says I must beg in the name of the child, and now, Papa, now he says I must threaten to leave you forever unless you give him £20,000. Help me, Papa. What am I to do?
Emily, from something he said the other day, I thought this might happen. And I've been thinking very carefully about what to do for the best. Now I have made up my mind. Tell Lopez to come to my chambers tomorrow, and he shall be satisfied.
You mean you're going to give him all that money?
I mean, at any rate, that no more misery shall come to you.
Emily tells me that you wish to see me.
Yes, Lopez. You see, I now realize that you control one commodity which even I will acknowledge as real and well worth the buying.
And you refer, of course, to Emily's continued residence in London?
No, sir. Emily herself controls that. I refer to your own absence from London, to your total departure, forever, from me and from mine.
Leaving Emily behind me?
Of course.
Then the commodity which you propose to buy from me is in fact my wife. Wives, as you may imagine, are very expensive things, Wharton. I mean, there is love and all that to be taken into account. However, I should be interested to hear exactly what you propose.
So the traveller returns at last. What an age it seems since we saw you in Venice. How is that nice Mr. Tregear? I think your sister was rather hoping that you'd bring him with you.
Well, Tregear is in France, Mamma, finishing off his travels.
Oh, well, there's time enough for him to come to Matching by and by. But just now, Silverbridge, there are other things to think of. First, your papa.
Is he well?
Not altogether. Oh, there's some row going on about the by-election at Silverbridge. The details are too boring to rehearse. But what you have to remember just now is to be very kind to your father and fall in with all his wishes.
And what might those be?
He wishes you to spend your time preparing yourself to go into the House of Commons. He intends that you should try for the first suitable seat that falls vacant.
Well, I'll gladly do that. But I'll tell you a thing, Mamma.
What thing?
When I go into the House, I shall sit with the Conservatives. And I've thought it all out, and I've listened to all the arguments, and I'm quite...
Conservatives? But the Pallisers have been Liberals ever since the word was invented, and long before.
Well, yes, I know that, Mamma, but a fellow must stick to his own views.
A fellow had better think very carefully about the pain those views may cause his father, and see if he can't change them.
Well, a fellow can't change his views as he changes his shirt.
Well, he'd better keep them to himself for as long as possible.
Well, Father will have to know sometime.
But no, please, God, whilst he's still being tortured about the business of the by-election.
Never fear, Mother. I shall say nothing until I really have to.
That's my good boy. Well, I've invited Mabel Grex, as you asked. She'll be here early next week.
Yeah.
So, Lopez, for your part, you solemnly undertake to leave England for Guatemala as soon as possible and never to approach Emily or any member of my family again.
I do. And for your part, Wharton, you undertake to pay the following sums to me or on my behalf. £1,776 outstanding to various tradesmen, as listed on the back of this document. The total amount owed by me to Mr. Sextus Parker for purchase of the guano which we hold, an amount of which he himself will apprise you, which may come to as much as £6,000. And finally, £5,000 to Mr. Mills Happerton for the purchase of shares in his Guatemala concern, Metal Piping Limited, of which he is to make me manager.
You're certain the appointment is open to you?
Quite certain. The only condition is that I buy these £5,000 worth of shares in the firm. And you can give me a cheque now, if you like.
I shall see Mr. Mills Happerton himself about that.
You don't trust me a yard, do you, Wharton?
Not a millimetre, Lopez. I shall pay Mr. Happerton personally. And, of course, this man Sextus Parker.
Ferdinand? What happened with my father today?
It is all to be made straight, Emily.
How made straight? Is he paying you all that money?
No, not exactly. But all will be well, more or less, but it is rather in the melting pot for the moment.
I don't understand you. Before you went to see my father, you were so clear and positive about your terms. How do you mean, in the melting pot?
Please do not ask me to explain it just...
But I do ask. I must know what will happen. Be plain with me.
All right, on one thing I shall be plain. Your father is a mean and vindictive old screw, Emily, who drives a bargain as hard as a flint. And with all that, he is as sanctimonious as a Quaker and as sly as a gypsy. And you know what? I wish that the old brute were dead and at the devil.
How dare you? Wish him dead to you. So you could get your greasy hands on his money just as you got them on me.
Oh, and how you itched for them.
You coward to say it. You coward to insult my father behind his back. You hate him because he was right about you from the start. He said you were a foreigner, an alien, a creature of prey, and he was right. You deceived me. You seduced me and all for money. Yes, you seduced me.
Oh, never before we were married, my dear. And oh, how you loved it when I did begin. I mean, how you whimpered and squealed for more and more.
Coward, you reptile. You spit upon my father and you'd dance in his grave if you could. But now that he's in some way saved you, all you can do is wriggle and spit your puny venom like some worm trying to imitate a snake. Don't you touch me.
Time was when you doted on me, Emily. And you would still if things had gone right. And how typical of a woman to blame the troubles that her own heat has caused on the poor serpent in the grass.
It is, I assure you, Mr. Wharton, a very great opening for Lopez. And as his friend, I'm very pleased that he's taking it up.
The concern is genuine, Mr. Happerton?
As genuine as concerns in Guatemala can be. That is to say, Mr. Wharton, there must always be some element of risk.
What risk?
Metal Piping Limited, sir, will deal in guns. Small cannon, for the most part. The guns themselves in their kind are genuine, but there is always a risk that the supply of wars may dry up.
Not in South America, I think.
A shrewd point, Mr. Wharton.
Thank you, Mr. Happerton. Here is another. If you are satisfied as to Lopez's competence, why do you insist that he invests £5,000?
We can do with the extra capital, and if he has money invested in the thing, he will manage it that much better.
And manager he positively will be, provided the money be invested?
Manager he will be, and leave for Guatemala by the next packet.
Thank you, Mr. Happerton. Mr. Lopez and I will call on you in 3 days' time to deposit the money.
Sexty, you wreck, you drunk. What? You are drunk. No, I ain't. I don't do a lot in that way, Lopez. But upon my word, I've been so put about these last days.
I told you it would be all right, and so it is. Not quite what I would have wished, but right enough.
You mean he's paying you to keep your wife in London?
That sort of thing. Now, he will be round here in 3 or 4 days to settle for my share of the guano. Huh?
Just in time.
Don't fuddle yourself, Sexty. This is important. Now, look, I have told him that my share may be as much as £6,000. Now, he seems to accept that.
Lopez, you scoundrel.
Right, so if you can convince him that it really is that high, then we'll screw him for 4,000 over and above what I really owe. Now, I've set him up, Sexty. You bowl him down, and we'll split the 4,000 right along the middle. Now, is that understood?
You beautiful brute, Lopez. You're a man after my own heart.
Right, you two ready for our walk?
Oh, I have to get up my German, Silverbridge, for my tutor tomorrow morning. But I know Mabel will be glad to go with you.
Will you, Lady Mab?
Provided you promise not to make me go too far.
Nonsense, you're as strong as a horse.
Is that intended as a compliment, Lord Silverbridge?
Well, in his language, yes.
Then please to remember that I only have 2 legs and cannot go at a gallop.
Oh, I dare say you'll trot along well enough.
Oh, my dears. Oh, Mary, why aren't you going for a walk with the others?
Oh, well, I had a very difficult passage of Goethe, Mamma, to prepare for my tutor tomorrow morning. And I thought it might be quite nice if Mabel and Silverbridge were up by themselves for once.
Did you? Indeed. Well, in future, my girl, you leave any little schemes of that kind to me.
Oh, there was no scheme, Mamma. Well, if there were. Mabel is such a sweet girl, and Silverbridge does like her very much.
Yes, but Silverbridge is still very young, and he's got a lot of things to do before we start any matchmaking for him. Lady Mabel Grex is well enough in her way, but your brother may take his pick of all the girls in England. And I think he should have a good long look before he begins any final choice.
Mr. Barrington Earl, Your Grace of Collingwood. Lady Glen, Mary.
Oh, Barrington.
Where is the Duke?
He went out for a walk. Why?
I have come to see him on the most urgent business. I would like him to return to London with me immediately.
Glencover?
Marie, I am overjoyed to see you. But why are you home so abruptly from your cruise?
Well, there was a telegram waiting for us at Gibraltar. They wanted Phineas back in London, and I thought, well, what with things as they are, you might be glad of my company, so I came straight here.
Oh, yes, you are quite right, and thank you. Nobody tells me anything. Everybody keeps things from me. Plantagenet has just gone rushing off to London with a face as long as a lamppost, and I just know, Marie, it's to do with the scandal about Lopez and the money.
I fear so.
Why do they attack Plantagenet? It was my fault. Oh, Marie, I've been confessing my sins as fast as I can. only planned he would blame me and be done. The government will be all right, won't it? What does Mr. Finn say?
Mr. Finn says that all governments are mortal and dispensable, so why not this one?
Do you mean he would just stand by and watch it fall?
No, Glencora. After all this time, you should know that is not the way with Mr. Finn.
What is to happen, Marie? Plantagenet will tell me nothing. Nothing.
And I'm not at all sure that I should either. But I will, providing you promise to do nothing. Nothing, Glencora, off your own bat.
I promise.
Very well. There is to be a special debate in the House in which this whole wretched business of Mr. Lopez will be finally cleared up, or so they hope.
They will blame me, then. There is no other way.
They will try to keep your name out of it. Your husband wishes this at any cost.
But how can they keep my name out of it?
Well, they need not actually speak it. I dare say everybody will know who is meant, so it will turn out just the same in the end. But how it is to be done, I have not been told.
The trouble was that, plain as the Duke had made himself, he was misunderstood. There were still those who thought that he wished that the influence of Gatherum Castle should still be respected, though he himself might stand aloof.
Why did they think so?
Who were they? That His Grace the Duke of Omnium was earnest in his declarations and instructions. The sequel, as we shall see, most fully proved. But in the meantime, he was being misinterpreted by his agents.
What agents?
I have not distinguished the honourable gentlemen from whom these questions have come, but I will tell them it is no part of my duty to gratify their morbid and indecent curiosity.
In the circumstances, I can find no reason to object to the phrase that the Right Honourable Member for Tankerville has used.
If the honourable gentleman who called for a name would rise in his place and repeat his demand, I will most certainly retract the words morbid and indecent and substitute two more, cruel and perverse. I will tell that gentleman that he is one who, regardless of the real conduct of the Duke of Omnium, either as a man or as a servant of the Crown, is seeking only to inflict a cowardly wound, that he may be gratified by a spectacle of pain. Now then, a candidate for Silverbridge was brought forward by those interested in the Duke's affairs. And this candidate was Mr. Ferdinand Lopez. But as soon as the Duke heard this, he immediately made it clear that he supported no man, neither Mr. Lopez nor any other. In the event, Mr. Lopez was not elected. As it happens, his expenses were paid by a very generous father-in-law. But Mr. Lopez purported to believe that he had been misled by the Duke's people, and so he applied to His Grace for financial recompense. Or in truth, for those very expenses which his father-in-law had already paid. And His Grace, knowing only that Mr. Lopez had indeed received encouragement to stand, though without his knowledge at the time, and certainly never from him.
Then from who?
That question has already been asked and answered. His Grace, I say, with that nicety of honour for which he is esteemed throughout this country, felt only that Mr. Lopez had indeed been misled and did merit some reimbursement, which His Grace then made out of his own pocket. Now, I need hardly pause to stigmatise the meanness of Mr. Lopez's application. But I may perhaps conclude by saying that this act of His Grace's could in no case be called worse than indiscreet, and that to honourable members it may appear to savour rather more strongly of nobility than of indiscretion.
So, the jolly old Duke has been able to ride out the storm.
He'll survive until the next thing.
And what will that be?
The mounting complaint that no legislation is being passed. Even the Duke's own supporters are beginning to join in there.
And then Barrington?
And then Dolly. We'll have to see.
By Jove. Look at that.
He's certainly got a nerve after what Finney said about him in the House. Cumberland's sword.
Cumberland's sword?
Once upon a time, Barrington, Butcher Cumberland made such a swine of himself that when he came to the club next, he was shown out by the members at the point of his own sword. He didn't dare come back to collect it. And it's been rusting away in the secretary's room ever since. And now, when the committee want to expel a member for beastliness, which hasn't happened for years and years and years, because we're such an easy-going lot, they send the head steward to him with Cumberland's sword, pointing the way out, Mr. Lopez, for good.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wharton.
Mr. Appleton?
Ferdinand.
Mills.
I am now prepared to pay over £5,000 to purchase shares to that amount for my son-in-law in Metal Pipings Limited, on this condition, that he sets sail for Guatemala to take up his post as manager within the week.
I'm afraid there's been a slight change of plan.
Meaning?
I mean, Ferdinand, that the directors have changed their minds. They are no longer willing to employ you, with or without Mr. Wharton's £5,000.
But the place was promised to me.
Yes, Ferdinand, but it wasn't promised to a man who has been openly proclaimed in the House of Commons to be a swindler, a liar, and a thief.
Forgive me, Mr. Happenin, but I should have thought that was just the sort of man you wanted. Selling cannon is not an occupation for gentlemen.
Quite right, Mr. Wharton, but there must be limits. For example, you can, of course, sell consignments of cannon to both sides. Their stupid quarrels have nothing to do with you. But what you cannot do is to sell the same consignment to both sides, as this leads to disappointment and unpleasantness in one or other customer. Now, this is just the sort of thing that Ferdinand here seems to have been going in for, if we're to believe Phineas Finn.
I discern your drift.
And another thing. Yesterday, poor Ferdinand was turned out of the club. Not just for any old thing, but for sheer beastliness. They got out Cumberland's sword, Mr. Wharton, which hasn't been done since Lord Dollamore beat his second wife senseless in the Mall way back in '54.
It is at any rate certain that Mr. Lopez will not be going to Guatemala.
Quite certain. Good afternoon, Mr. Wharton. Ferdinand?
By God, you've ruined me among you. There is no mercy, no friendship anywhere.
Oh, it's you, Lopez. I thought it might be old Abe Walton. He's due by tomorrow at the latest.
Old Abe ain't coming, Sexty. Not now. Bargain's off.
But you told me it was all signed and sealed.
Yes, but the seals come unstuck, Sexty, so we can forget it.
No, we can't. You still owe me 2,000 quid for your share of the guano. I ain't forgetting that, Lopez.
So I owe you, but I can't pay you. And our affairs together must be at an end. And I am very sorry. I mean, we should have made fortunes, but we didn't. And that's all about it.
You come here just to tell me that?
No, to say goodbye.
That's very kind and condescending of you, I'm sure.
For old time's sake, Sexty. In your own peculiar way, you've dealt honestly with me, which is more than most others have. See, fine horse flesh, it would seem, lets one down. And give me a dependable old ass like Sexty Parker.
Well, I'm an ass for listening to you, Lopez. And just where do you think you're going now?
Well, you won't find me, Sexty. Now, your only hope is to go to Abe Wharton, tell him the tale, and perhaps he might just give you some money for the sake of the family honour.
Yeah. He's still got his money, I suppose. That isn't what's gone wrong.
Yes, he's still got his money. And do you know why? Because he believes in keeping it to himself. No, you'd have to get up very, very early in the morning to get the better of old Abe. So, best of luck, old boy.
Now, you see here, Lopez.
Trouble to see me out, Sexty. I do know the way.
Has anything yet settled, Ferdinand, about what my father will do for us? You've not told me anything certain.
Don't worry, Emily. It will all be settled soon enough, I dare say.
Then you will tell me nothing?
I can't just yet. Ah, but see here, Emily. Tell them I would like my breakfast very early tomorrow morning. 6:30 sharp.
Where are you going?
I have an appointment out of London, which it may make all the difference to our future.
I wish you would tell me more.
I don't want to trouble you with it, Emily. Not just now. You are tired, my love. You go to bed. Tell them about my breakfast and go to bed.
You will come soon?
I have much to attend to against this meeting tomorrow. And I shall sleep in my dressing room tonight. And since I have to be up so early, I would not wish to disturb you.
Nothing would disturb me if only you would tell me what we are to do.
Don't be impatient, Emily. I shall be able to make it all clear, I think, when I return tomorrow evening. Anyway, goodbye till then, my love. Good night. Tenway Junction, please. First class single ticket.
Tenway Junction, sir? That's not a place, you know. That's just for changing trains.
Precisely. I'm going there to change trains.
Where are you going to change for, sir?
That, I shall decide when I reach the Tenway Junction.
I'll make it 18 pence. I doubt there's even a ticket office there. Junction's all it is, you see.
And I shall have to pay the difference when I reach my destination, then, shan't I?
Ferdinand is out of town all day. Some business, he said, that would make all the difference to our future.
Well, I do not know what business he can have, in London or out of it.
Please, ma'am, an Inspector Staple, ma'am.
Mrs. Lopez, Mrs. Ferdinand Lopez.
Yes. This is my father, Mr. Abel Wharton.
How do you do, Inspector?
I'm glad you're here, sir. Mrs. Lopez, earlier this morning, a man was run over by an express train at the Tenway Junction. Although the man himself was afterwards unrecognizable, certain documents in the pockets indicate that the body was that of your husband, Mr. Ferdinand Lopez.
Oh.
Inspector. I was saying it, Duke. that it was I who hounded this poor man to his death. Oh, Quintus Slide and the People's Banner. He began it, of course. He says I pursued him in revenge for this sum of money I was called upon to pay.
We know this is nonsense.
Mr. Lopez's death has wiped out all memory of his faults. It's surprising how attractive people may appear once they're safely dead.
Well, he says here, Mr. Finn was used as a weapon to destroy the man. His Grace too cowardly to act himself. And Mr. Finn picked on Mr. Lopez as a scapegoat and drove the wretched creature to insanity.
Men will soon forget all that.
Well, I shall not soon forget it, Duke.
Auntie, you must put all this out of your mind and get on with your proper work. You have got enough to do without brooding over Mr. Lopez. It was no fault of yours.
My dear, I cannot but think of those poor shreds and tatters on that railway line.
Such sensitiveness as this is a disease. He did not do it because of you. Nor me, nor Mr. Finn, nor any of us. He did it quite simply because he was financially ruined.
Her Grace is right, Duke. As she says, men think more gently of him only because he's in his grave. But in truth, he was a common swindler who had gone through the money which men had given him and could find no more.
Duke, it was a dreadful thing to happen to a man who was a guest in my house. And I fear it will soon become another burden to the government. And before very long.
Well, my dear, it seems your husband has paid the rent of this apartment, but only for a few weeks more. Now, of course, you must come back home.
Thank you, Papa. If only... Everything's gone. Even his baby.
It is better that it is so. Now we must try to...
Oh, how can I forget it?
Oh, perhaps none of us can do that. But at least we can try. He was a bad man, my darling. Now, it is as well that the truth be told.
But who is a good man? If there be any truth in our religion, are we not all bad? He was not a drunkard. Never raised his hand to anybody. And through it all, he was true to his wife.
Perhaps. But only time will cure the pain. Time and silence, Emily.
There will be affairs to be gone into, I think.
Only his debts, my dear. Legally, we need pay nothing. Nor morally, in my view. If people were foolish enough to be taken in by Lopez, that must be their affair.
If you please, Ma'am, it's Mr. Sextus Parker, Ma'am.
I've seen you before.
Yes, ma'am, here. Just the once. I was Ferdy's, your husband's partner. And this would be your father, I suppose, Mr. Abel Walton?
That is so, sir.
It was you I really came to see, sir. They told me at your chambers you'd be here.
With my daughter. You should have known that we would not wish to be disturbed.
That's just it, sir. We none of us do. We just can't help ourselves. I'm that disturbed just now. I shouldn't wonder if I went and did the same as poor old Ferdy.
Oh, don't talk
and took my
nonsense,
wife
man.
and children with me.
Why have you come to me?
Well, sir, Lopez said you was going to settle what he owed me for our cargo of guano. £6,000.
Yes, there was some talk of it. Emily, my dear, this can only be painful to you. Perhaps you might prefer to leave us. Now then, Mr. Parker, I was indeed going to pay my son-in-law's debt to you and to others, but only on one condition, that he left the country without my daughter and stayed away for good.
Well, now he's done just that. In a manner of speaking.
While he was living, I was prepared to pay for him to go. Now he is dead, I don't need to pay.
Ferdy always said you was tight.
I keep my bargains, Mr. Parker. I was prepared to pay money for Lopez if he went to Guatemala.
And now he's gone somewhere a sight hotter instead. What's the odds? Look here, sir. The day before it happened, Lopez came to me And he said, Sexty, he said, I can't keep my word to old Abe about going to Guatemala. It's all off. But now I'm going somewhere else instead, and that should make it all right with him. He's a just man, old Abe. That's what Lopez said to me, sir. He's a tight man, but he's a just man, and he will keep the agreement in the spirit it was made.
He said that. He said I was a just man.
He did, sir. More times than I could count.
£6,000 he owed you?
That's about it, sir.
He said I was a just man. He should have said that before, instead of always harping on my wealth. Come to my chambers tomorrow, Mr. Parker. I will give you a check.